Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our channel. It's becoming very clear to all and sundry, particularly those in the political space and in the judiciary and the MBAs, that just that verdict, Rivers Supreme Court verdict, have totally changed the narrative of both the Nigerian Constitution and a whole lot of things. And right now, they are beginning to speak up. It's getting clearer that it has gone beyond Rivers Wike Fubara matter. It has changed the atmosphere totally, and it's definitely not sitting well with most Nigerians, especially top senior advocates of Nigeria, as they begin to unveil exactly the tragic signal that has been sent cut across the political space in Nigeria. Before we go into the newspaper, kindly subscribe to our channel. And according to Adeyinka Olumide Fusika, the senior advocate of Nigeria, has described the Supreme Court's recent judgment on the Rivers State defection crisis as a tragic signal that has emboldened political actors across Nigeria to engage in mass defections, undermining democratic principles. In a scathing critique, Olumide Fusika argued that the court's failure to anticipate the ramifications of its ruling has normalized defection, threatening the integrity of Nigeria's electoral system governance. The Supreme Court, in a 62-page judgment delivered in February 2025, restored the Martin Emehule-led Rivers State House of Assembly, ruling that there was no evidence to support claims that the 27 lawmakers had defected from People's Democratic Party (PDP) to the All Progressive Congress (APC. The court noted that Governor Siminalayi Fubara withdrew defection allegations at the Federal High Court in Abuja, rendering the claims legally invalid. Justice Emmanuel Agam, who signed the judgment, emphasized that the House of Assembly must be constituted as prescribed by the 1999 Constitution, and Fubara's action to sideline the 27 lawmakers were deemed unconstitutional. The court ordered the Central Bank of Nigeria and the Accountant General to withhold Rivers State federal allocations until a lawful appropriation law is enacted by the Martin Emehule-led Assembly. Olumide Fusika, a senior advocate of Nigeria, expressed dismay at the Supreme Court's reasoning that only the Speaker can declare a lawmaker seat vacant under Section 68, Sub 1, Sub G of the 1999 Constitution, which mandates vacancy for defecting legislators unless a party division renders it non-functional. He highlighted evidence of defections, including affidavits and video recordings of the lawmakers publicly declaring their move to APC, which he argued should have been sufficient proof. I have seen affidavits deposed by the House of Assembly members saying we have moved from PDP to APC. We have video recordings all over them saying so with their mouth. But the Supreme Court said it's only the Speaker that can declare a seat vacant. He stated. He criticized the ruling as a policy decision that sends a dangerous signal to politicians. Every decision of the Supreme Court is a policy. It's like telling us this is what is acceptable, how things should be done. When you have that kind of decision, you are sending a signal that you can do it and nothing would happen. That's the tragedy of that decision. That's the tragedy of that decision. I didn't think they thought out the full ramification of what they were saying. Olumide said he questioned the logic of requiring a defecting speaker to declare their own seat vacant, noting when we are talking about politicians that lack morals, which is what you have mentioned, unfortunately, this democratic experience has shown progressive degeneration. Olumide warned that the ruling has triggered a gale of defections nationwide, with politicians in multiple states reportedly planning similar moves. Emboldened by the perceived impunity, he cited that the recent defection of Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki and his political structure from PDP to APC, with the PDP demanding Obaseki vacant his seat. Take that again. With PDP demanding Obaseki vacate his seat, a demand Olumide noted lacks constitutional backing, as the 1999 Constitution does not require governors to resign upon defection, unlike lawmakers under Section 68 and 109. You do know that it is not the governor alone that moved. He moved the entire structure: House of Assembly members, House of Rep, senators, and so on. We are hearing rumors that this same thing will happen in some other states, he stated. The Sun argued that the Supreme Court decision deviates from precedents like Ifadayo Abegunde versus Labour Party 2015, where the court held that the defection without a significant party division results in forfeiture of a lawmaker's seat. He suggested that the ruling undermines the principle of votes belong to the party, not the candidate, as parties are registered with the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC). The broad understanding the consensus is that the vote belongs to the party, not the candidate, because the party is the one that is registered with INEC, he noted. Olumide called for activist judges and stricter judicial enforcement to curb political opportunism. The Supreme Court should close its eyes and enforce the law. Let the heavens fall if the law says this is it. Don't go about ifs and buts. You will see a change in attitude, he argued. He suggested constitutional amendments to address governors' defections similar to lawmakers and proposed that citizens could pursue class action lawsuits to reclaim mandates, though he acknowledged challenges in proving public dissent. Can the people institute some sort of a class action? Lawsuits to say our mandate has been revoked. What will happen if it's instituted is the question, he mused. A lot of things are going on here. My colleague is in the house. Lawyers are beginning to speak up on the danger that Supreme Court has set in motion by their verdict that they gave in Rivers State concerning Fubara and the Martin Emefiele-led defection, which everybody, all and sundry, saw the evidences everywhere. But yes, Supreme Court said it's not strong enough. There is no evidence at all of their defection. Bringing back these guys in such a way that other politicians are now towing to that effect. The question now is, where have we found ourselves? What's your take?
Well, I had said this in some of the videos that we've made that's about this whole issue of defection, that it's not all about just waking up and making a decision. That's not the climax of it. The aftermath effect is what you will have to face for the rest of your life. There's something you are interpreting, and it's actually the Lord. And don't think that you're exclusive. There's this wisdom you have exclusively that makes you, stand out in interpreting it. It's just that you are privileged, or maybe you've studied something along the line and you're given an opportunity. But it doesn't mean that Nigerians are full. Was is the same thing everywhere in the world. But when you see people pick it up and twist it in such a way that just because of some careless reason, like, hey, the man built this for us, built this for us, built this for us. But you've forgotten that there's a future. And that future was well preserved by certain people, handed over to you. But because of some things that are not even tangible, things that will not echo in eternity, those are the things you place priority on. If you go back in the history and ask about some judiciary staff and all of that, maybe they build skyscrapers for them and all of them, where are they today? They've been gone, they've forgotten. But the evil that they did by virtue of their standpoint, as it has to do with certain, legal stand, is what is affecting Nigeria till now. Now look at the situation on ground. We also, if you defect, this is the consequences of your defection and all of them. Someone defected. And there was nothing that was done against them. And you feel that now that you guys have twisted the whole thing around, that other people would just look at it and say, well, that was Rivers State. Look at how they are leaving PDP in droves. Because they know there's nothing anybody can do against them. Unfortunately, already we have a Supreme Court verdict which proves that we can do anyhow in the issue of defection. After all, there are certain people who are manipulating them. In the event of us being dragged to God, Supreme Court will give us a position which will be in our favor, and this thing is eroding the values and the worth of judiciary every day. What happened in Rivers State? A lot of people just like, what is going on? We've lost it, and we've lost it finally. We're still sitting back to watch. Maybe in future, some persons will come up and call up such cases, trash them, and maybe give us a stand, which will kind of get back the value of our constitution with which we are binded with.
Or it could even get worse. That's looking to wrap